Ryan stepped off the starship and onto the floating platform of Alora, his eyes widening at the sight. The city was unlike anything he had ever seen. Towers of glass and metal hovered in the air, connected by streams of light that pulsed gently like veins. The sky above shimmered with soft hues of blue and gold, and the air carried a faint hum as if the planet itself were alive. Humans had visited many worlds, but none had been like this. He adjusted the strap of his bag and took a deep breath, trying to calm the mixture of excitement and nerves that churned inside him. Ryan had come as part of an exchange program for scientists and engineers. He had studied alien technology for years, but nothing could prepare him for meeting a species as different as the Alorans. The Alorans themselves appeared delicate yet striking. Their translucent skin allowed faint glimpses of the glowing patterns within their bodies. These patterns shifted with their emotions, like moving constellations under their skin. Some parts glimmered brighter than others, and when they spoke or gestured, their bodies radiated soft lights that reflected their moods. "Welcome, Ryan," said a melodic voice. Ryan turned toward the speaker. A tall Aloran with pale lavender skin and deep golden eyes bowed gracefully. "I am Luvan, the chief scientist of the city. Your arrival honors us." Ryan returned the bow with a respectful nod. "It is an honor to be here, Luvan. I have admired Aloran engineering from afar for years." Luvan gestured for Ryan to follow him into the main hall of the city. As they walked, Ryan marveled at the floating structures and the streams of energy that kept them aloft. "Your technology is incredible," he said honestly. "Even humans have never seen systems like this." Luvan's glow pulsed slightly brighter, a sign of amusement or appreciation, Ryan thought. He reminded himself to pay close attention to these subtle cues. In Aloran culture, understanding emotions through the glow patterns was as important as listening to words. Inside the grand hall, dozens of Alorans had gathered. The room was circular, with a ceiling that curved upward like a dome. Light traveled along the walls, shifting colors in response to the presence of different beings. It was beautiful and intimidating at the same time. At the center of the room stood a young Aloran female, her skin a soft silver with delicate blue veins glowing faintly. She had large, expressive eyes and a calm presence that seemed to fill the room. Ryan could tell immediately that she was someone important. He had heard of Mira, the chief scientist's daughter, known for her intelligence and curiosity about other species. As introductions began, Ryan tried to pay attention to everything: the words, the glow patterns, the subtle gestures. He had been warned that honesty was highly valued among the Alorans, but he also knew that discussing their bodies could be sensitive. Humans had different ideas about directness, and he had learned that missteps could cause offense. When the conversation turned to biology and anatomy, Ryan found himself in a delicate situation. One Aloran elder asked him, "How does human anatomy compare to ours?" Ryan paused, choosing his words carefully. "Humans are different," he said plainly. "Our bodies are less transparent. You cannot see the energy flows like you can in Aloran skin. We have organs beneath layers of tissue, so our emotions are not visible from the outside. That makes us less expressive in some ways." The room went silent. Ryan noticed that even the flowing lights along the walls seemed to pause. He had expected some surprise, but the intensity of the reaction was unexpected. Mira stepped forward, her glowing skin shifting dramatically. Her usual soft silver now shimmered with bright streaks of blue and gold, lighting up the space around her. Ryan could feel the weight of every gaze in the room, as if everyone were holding their breath. He realized then that Alorans did not hear words the way humans did. They felt them through the glow patterns. Ryan swallowed hard, suddenly nervous. "I did not mean to offend," he said. "I only meant to be honest about our differences." Mira's glow softened, though it remained bright. She tilted her head slightly, observing him. Then in a calm and clear voice she spoke. "Your honesty is unusual, human. Most visitors would avoid discussing such matters. Yet you have spoken without fear or shame." The room remained quiet, but the tension had shifted. The silence was no longer disapproving. It was filled with curiosity and a hint of awe. Ryan felt a mixture of relief and embarrassment. He had not intended to create such a dramatic reaction. Luvan stepped forward, smiling gently. "It seems your honesty has touched something in Mira and perhaps in all of us," he said. "Your human perspective is rare, and we value it more than you know." Ryan nodded, still feeling the weight of every glowing pattern around him. He realized that in this society, openness and courage were understood differently. A simple truth could carry far more weight than flattery or diplomacy. After the formal introductions, Mira motioned for Ryan to follow her to a quieter part of the hall. The others dispersed and the glow of the city outside shone faintly through the windows. "You frightened everyone," she said lightly, though her voice carried no accusation. "Not because of what you said, but because you said it so directly. Humans rarely speak with such straightforwardness." Ryan smiled nervously. "I meant no harm. I only wanted to answer honestly." Mira's glow shifted again, this time to a softer, welcoming hue. "I see that. It is rare for someone to be honest without hesitation. It is refreshing." They walked toward a side room filled with strange instruments and panels that pulsed with energy. Mira explained that this was part of her lab, where she studied how energy flowed through Aloran bodies. "Our bodies are very sensitive to truth and emotion," she said. "What you just did triggered a response we have never seen before. Your honesty affected more than just words. It influenced the energy within me." Ryan studied the instruments with interest. "That is incredible. So our simple words can influence your biology?" Mira nodded. "In ways you do not yet understand. Humans have qualities that are rare here: openness, courage, and honesty. Those qualities carry energy that even we can feel." Ryan felt a surge of curiosity. He had always known humans had strengths, but he had never imagined that honesty alone could have such an effect. He realized then that this exchange was not just about studying technology or biology. It was about learning to understand each other on a deeper level. Mira handed him a small device that measured energy flows. "Try speaking naturally," she said. "Do not worry about correctness or fear. Let your honesty guide you." Ryan took a deep breath and began to describe his journey to Alora, the challenges he had faced, and the excitement he felt at being on a new world. As he spoke, he noticed Mira's glow shifting in subtle patterns: blue for calm, gold for interest, and soft silver when she smiled. The room felt alive with energy, and for the first time Ryan felt a true connection with an alien being. When he finished speaking, Mira's glow pulsed brightly. She looked at him with eyes full of curiosity and admiration. "You are different from other humans I have observed. You speak with clarity and without fear. That is a power in itself." Ryan chuckled softly. "I never thought honesty could be considered a power." Mira tilted her head, studying him. "It is, especially here. The truth can influence even the most sensitive systems. Your words have done that. Your honesty has made an impression on everyone present, even those who do not speak directly with you." Ryan looked around and noticed that the glow patterns of the instruments in the lab were still active, recording and reacting to the subtle energy exchanges. He realized that his presence alone and the simple act of speaking truthfully had affected the environment in ways he could not fully explain. For the first time in his life, Ryan felt the weight of human potential. He understood that qualities often overlooked on Earth, honesty, straightforwardness, courage, could have extraordinary impact in a society as advanced as Alora's. He felt proud, but also humbled by the responsibility that came with such a gift. As the day ended, Mira led him back to the main hall. Other Alorans had returned, their glow patterns gentle but curious. Luvan approached and placed a hand on Ryan's shoulder. "You have begun something remarkable here, Ryan. Your honesty has not only been observed but felt. It may change how we think about humans entirely." Ryan nodded quietly, still absorbing everything. He had come to Alora hoping to study and learn, but he realized that humans had something to offer that went beyond technology or intelligence. Humans had qualities that could influence, inspire, and even teach aliens a new way of seeing the world. As he left the hall and stepped onto the floating platform under the glowing sky, Ryan felt a sense of purpose he had never known. Alora was no longer just a distant planet to him. It was a place where humans could make a real difference simply by being who they were. And in that moment, he knew that his journey had only just begun. The next morning, Ryan awoke to the soft hum of the floating city. Light streamed through the translucent walls of his temporary quarters, reflecting off the polished surfaces and creating faint rainbow patterns on the floor. Today, he would begin his work in Mira's lab, and he could feel a mixture of excitement and nervousness rising inside him. As he made his way to the lab, he noticed the streets were already busy with Alorans moving gracefully through the city. Their glowing patterns shifted constantly, creating a gentle display of emotion and thought. Ryan had begun to learn some of the subtleties. Gold for curiosity, soft blue for calm, and bright white when something surprised or delighted them. It was fascinating, and he felt like he was slowly learning to read the people around him in a way humans could not. When he arrived at the lab, Mira was already waiting. Her glow was soft silver with streaks of gold, showing a calm but focused energy. She smiled at him. "Good morning, Ryan. I hope you slept well." "I did, thank you," Ryan replied, bowing slightly. "The city is incredible, even in the morning light." Mira laughed softly. "Yes, Elora has its own rhythm. You will get used to it soon. Today I want to show you something special. It is part of our study of energy flow in the body." Ryan followed her into the main laboratory, a large circular room filled with glowing instruments and panels that hummed with power. The walls were lined with displays that projected energy patterns from previous experiments. Some of the patterns were complex, moving like rivers of light across the room, while others were subtle and gentle, barely noticeable unless one looked closely. "This is our energy observation room," Mira explained. "Here we study how emotions, thoughts, and honesty affect our internal energy patterns. The patterns you saw yesterday during the ceremony were part of this, though more subtle. Now I want to show you in detail." Ryan stepped closer to a panel that displayed a three-dimensional projection of an Aloran body. "This is incredible," he said. "You can see the energy moving through every part of the body." "Yes," Mira replied, "and it reacts not only to internal emotions, but also to external influences. Words, honesty, and actions can all change the flow. That is why your comments yesterday had such a strong effect. Humans are rare in their openness. Your honesty influenced my patterns in ways I have never seen before." Ryan felt a little proud, but he also felt humbled. "I did not mean to affect anyone. I only spoke honestly." Mira tilted her head. "That is exactly why it worked. In Elora, people are cautious and careful with words. You did not avoid the truth, and that made the energy respond strongly. Sometimes truth is more powerful than intention, even when intention is good." Ryan nodded thoughtfully. "I think I understand. Honesty itself is a force here." Mira smiled and led him to a smaller chamber within the lab. The room had soft lights and a few chairs arranged in a circle. "We will do a small exercise today," she said. "I want you to observe and participate. It will help you understand how your human honesty interacts with Eloran energy." Ryan felt a flutter of nerves. He had never done an experiment that involved living beings directly in this way. "What exactly will I do?" he asked. "You will speak freely about yourself," Mira said. "Do not worry about politeness or hesitation. Speak from the heart. I will observe and guide, but do not hold back. The goal is to see how honesty changes energy patterns in real time." Ryan took a deep breath and began. He spoke about his childhood on Earth, his fascination with engineering, and the challenges he had faced growing up in a world that was constantly changing. He told the truth about his fears and hopes, about the mistakes he had made and the lessons he had learned. As he spoke, Mira's glow shifted in response. Bright streaks of gold and soft blue moved across her skin, highlighting areas of her body as she absorbed his words. Ryan could see the energy patterns on the display change, brightening and flowing in ways he had never imagined. The room felt alive with movement and light. When he finished, Mira regarded him with wide eyes. "That was remarkable," she said. "You speak in a way that is clear, direct, and without concealment. The energy patterns are more balanced now, more harmonious than any human influence I have observed." Ryan felt a sense of pride tempered by humility. "I am glad it helped. I never thought honesty could have such a visible effect." Mira nodded. "It is a rare gift. Humans possess qualities we do not. Courage, openness, honesty. These traits influence energy in ways that can inspire, teach, and even heal. Yesterday, your honesty silenced the room. Today, it has guided the energy itself." Ryan realized that his perspective had changed. He had come to Elora to study, to learn, and perhaps to teach. But he had not expected to discover that humans had abilities of a subtle but powerful kind. Traits that seemed ordinary on Earth were extraordinary here. Over the next few hours, Mira guided Rian through more exercises. He observed the energy responses of other Elorans as he spoke, learning how honesty, humor, and empathy affected their patterns. He also saw how deception, hesitation, or withholding information could create tension and disharmony. It was fascinating to see these effects so clearly displayed. At one point, Mira asked him to explain how humans build bridges and buildings. As Rian described structural principles, he noticed that Mira's glow responded in ways that reflected understanding and admiration. Humans have a unique way of combining creativity and logic, she said. That is another quality we find inspiring. Your species sees solutions in ways we cannot always anticipate. Rian smiled. I never thought our approach could be so interesting to aliens. We take it for granted. Mira shook her head. It is often our differences that reveal the greatest potential. Humans and Elorans are not the same, but that is a strength. Your honesty is one aspect. Your creativity is another. Together they can create something extraordinary. By midday, Rian felt exhausted but exhilarated. He had never imagined that. Speaking honestly could be such an involved and delicate process. Mira noticed his fatigue and smiled gently. You have done well today. Rest now and we will continue tomorrow. You are learning quickly, and your presence is already changing how we think about human-Eloran collaboration. Before he left the lab, Mira handed him a small device. This will record your energy patterns as you speak. Use it to practice and observe. The more you understand your influence, the more you can help us and yourself. Rian held the device carefully. Thank you. I will use it wisely. As he walked back through the floating streets, he reflected on the lessons of the day. He had expected a straightforward exchange of knowledge, but what he had learned went far beyond technology or biology. He had learned that humans could affect the world in ways that were subtle, powerful, and deeply meaningful. He thought of
Mira and the way her glow had shifted in response to his words.
It was not just a reaction to what he said. It was an acknowledgement of his honesty and trust. He felt a connection that transcended species, a recognition that truth and openness could form bridges where technology alone might fail. Back in his quarters, Rian placed the recording device on his desk and began reviewing the data. Patterns of light and energy moved across the screen, mirroring what he had seen in the lab. It was mesmerizing, and he found himself studying every detail, learning how each word, phrase, and gesture influenced the patterns. He realized that this knowledge could be used not just for scientific study, but for building relationships and understanding between humans and Elorans. Honesty, clarity, and openness could become tools of connection, just as important as any technology or discovery. As evening fell, the city glowed softly under the alien sky. Rian stood on his balcony, looking out at the floating towers and streams of energy. He felt a sense of purpose that he had never known. He was not just a visitor or a student here. He was a participant in something larger. Mira's words echoed in his mind. Together, humans and Elorans can create something extraordinary. Rian smiled and made a silent promise to himself. He would speak honestly, act courageously, and continue to learn. If a simple human trait like honesty could influence an entire society, he wanted to see how far it could go. And as he watched the city shimmer under the stars, he felt a quiet thrill. This was only the beginning. The morning sun bathed the floating city of Elora in a soft golden light. Rian stepped out onto the platform, his mind buzzing with thoughts from the previous day. The lessons he had learned with Mira were unlike anything he had ever experienced on Earth. He understood now that honesty, something humans often took for granted, could be a powerful force in this world. As he approached Mira's lab, he noticed a subtle tension in the air. A soft vibration ran through the floating city, an indication that something unusual was occurring. Mira was waiting at the entrance, her glow shifting in rapid patterns of blue and gold. She smiled when she saw him, though her eyes reflected concern. "Good morning, Rian," she said. "I am glad you are here. We have a situation that needs immediate attention." Rian frowned. "A situation?" Mira nodded. During the night, a minor instability was detected in the city's energy matrix. It is affecting the floating platforms in the northern sector. If not addressed, it could disrupt the city's balance. Ryan's heart quickened. Is it dangerous? Potentially, Mira said. But I believe your skills can help. This is a chance to see human logic and engineering applied in a way that complements our energy systems. Together they hurried to the northern sector of the city. Ryan marveled at the sight around him. The floating towers swayed slightly, the streams of energy connecting them pulsing irregularly. A group of Aloran engineers was already at work, monitoring the fluctuations. Luvan, the chief scientist, met them at the entrance. His glow pulsed with urgency. Rian Mira, your presence is fortunate. The energy anomaly is unpredictable. We need to stabilize the platforms quickly, or some of the smaller buildings may descend uncontrollably. Ryan looked at Mira. She nodded, her glow calm, yet determined. We can do this together, she said. I will guide you through the energy readings. You apply your human understanding to the structural elements. Together we can correct the imbalance. Ryan felt a mixture of fear and excitement. He had studied energy systems and engineering, but combining human mechanics with alien energy patterns was uncharted territory. Yet he trusted Mira and her knowledge. They entered the central control chamber of the northern sector. The walls were lined with glowing panels, each displaying streams of energy corresponding to different parts of the floating city. The patterns were erratic, moving in chaotic flows that mirrored the instability above. Mira pointed to one panel. This stream is linked to the main support array for the northern towers. We can adjust the energy flow, but the structural supports require careful calculation. Human logic can help predict the correct adjustments. Ryan approached the console, examining the readings. He noticed that the energy fluctuations seemed to respond not only to mechanical inputs but also to the confidence and clarity of those operating the system. He realized then that human emotions, honesty, decisiveness, focus, could influence the outcome just as much as the technical work. Here is what we can do, Ryan said. If we reroute part of the energy through a secondary conduit, while reinforcing the support beams, we can stabilize the platform. It will require precise timing and coordinated actions. Mira's glow shifted to a bright gold. Your plan is logical and precise. We will need everyone to act together. Trust in your instincts, Ryan, and do not hesitate. As they worked, the room filled with the hum of energy and the soft glow of the Aelorans' bodies. Ryan felt the subtle influence of their emotions, their confidence and trust blending with his own focus. He realized that honesty and clarity were amplifying the stability of the system. Every step he took was guided not only by engineering principles but by the unique interaction of human and Aeloran energies. Suddenly, a surge of instability jolted the platform above. One of the smaller towers swayed dangerously. Mira's glow intensified, streaks of blue and gold rippling across her skin. Stay calm, she said. Focus on the plan. Ryan took a deep breath, his mind sharpening. He relayed instructions to the Aeloran engineers, coordinating their adjustments with the rerouting of energy and reinforcement of support beams. Every word he spoke was honest and direct, leaving no room for doubt or hesitation. The Aeloran engineers responded to his clarity. Their glowing patterns aligned, reflecting trust and cooperation. Ryan felt the energy flow respond to the combined effort. The chaotic patterns began to smooth, the streams of energy moving with increasing stability. Minutes passed, each one feeling longer than the last. Ryan and Mira worked side by side, their coordination seamless. She guided the energy flows while he monitored the structural reinforcements. The northern platform began to level, the towers steadying as the chaos subsided. At last, the energy readings normalized. The floating city above was stable once more. The Aeloran engineers released a collective sigh of relief, their glow shifting to soft silver with hints of gold, a sign of calm satisfaction and admiration. Luvan approached, his glow gentle but proud. You have done something remarkable, Ryan. Your human perspective and honesty in communication have helped stabilize the system in a way we could not have achieved alone. Rian smiled, exhausted, but exhilarated. I only did what I could with your guidance. The credit belongs to all of us. Mira's glow pulsed gently, reflecting pride and gratitude. Your honesty and clarity guided us. It is not only your skill, but your approach that made the difference. Humans have a way of seeing truth that resonates with our energy, It is extraordinary. Ryan felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He had come to Elora to learn, but he was beginning to understand that humans had something unique to offer. Their openness, courage, and honesty could influence and inspire even the most advanced civilizations. After the emergency was resolved, Mira led Ryan to a quiet terrace overlooking the northern sector. The towers floated calmly, the streams of energy glowing steadily. "You have done more than stabilize the platform," she said softly. "You have shown us the potential of human-Aileron collaboration. Your honesty and decisiveness are not just traits, they are strengths that can change the way we work and think." Ryan looked out at the city, feeling the weight of her words. He realized that this experience was only the beginning. Humans were capable of influencing not only technology, but the energy of life itself in ways that Ailorans had never imagined. Mira placed a hand on his shoulder, her glow gentle and reassuring. "We will continue these exercises, Ryan. There's much to learn, and I believe that together we can achieve discoveries that neither humans nor Ailorans could accomplish alone." Ryan nodded. "I want to learn and I want to help. This is more than science. It is about understanding and connection." Mira smiled, her glow shifting to a soft silver with a hint of gold. "Yes, that is exactly what it is. Connection through honesty, clarity, and trust. That is the power you have brought here." As the sun began to set, the floating city shimmered in shades of gold and blue. Ryan felt a sense of wonder and responsibility. He understood now that his role on Elora was not just as a visitor or student, but as a bridge between species. His honesty and human perspective were tools of influence, capable of shaping understanding and fostering cooperation. That evening, back in his quarters, Ryan reviewed the data collected from the stabilization exercise. The energy flows were recorded in intricate patterns, showing how each action, word, and decision affected the city's systems. He saw clearly how honesty, confidence, and clarity amplified positive results, while hesitation or unclear communication caused disruptions. He thought of Mira's words: connection through honesty, clarity, and trust. That is the power you have brought here. He smiled, realizing that even small human traits could have extraordinary consequences in a world as sensitive and advanced as Elora. As he prepared for the next day, Ryan reflected on the events of the day. The crisis had been dangerous, but it had also been a lesson. Humans had abilities that were subtle yet powerful, abilities that could influence not only technology but life itself. And in this world where energy and emotion intertwined, those abilities were more valuable than he had ever imagined. Ryan went to sleep that night feeling a deep sense of purpose. He had learned that honesty was not just a moral choice, it was a tool, a power, and a bridge, and he knew that the adventures ahead would test not only his skills but his character. The city of Elora floated quietly under the stars, the energy streams glowing steadily as if acknowledging the contributions of a human who had spoken honestly and acted courageously. And somewhere in the patterns of light, Ryan felt a sense of belonging and possibility that he had never known before. The morning light of Elora spilled over the floating city, painting the towers and energy streams in soft gold. Ryan felt a sense of anticipation as he made his way to Mira's lab. After the stabilization of the northern sector, the council had requested that he address the scientists and engineers. This was unusual for a human, and Ryan was both nervous and curious. As he entered the lab, Mira greeted him with a warm smile. Her glow was soft silver streaked with gentle gold, showing calm confidence. "Ryan, the council wishes to recognize your work and the unique way you approach the stabilization task," she said. "You will speak to them today." Ryan felt a flutter of nerves. Speaking before the council of Ailorans, beings whose reactions were both visible and felt through energy, was intimidating. "Do you think I will be able to communicate well?" he asked. Mira's glow pulsed slightly, showing encouragement. "Yes, speak honestly and clearly. That is all they ask. Your strength lies in honesty, not in ceremony or formal words." When Ryan entered the council chamber, he was struck by its grandeur. The room was circular with a high dome ceiling, and the walls glowed softly, reflecting the energy of the Ailorans gathered. The council members sat in a semicircle, their glows ranging from soft silver to deep gold, showing a mixture of curiosity and anticipation. Luvan, the chief scientist, approached him. "Ryan, you have already impressed us with your actions. Now we wish to hear your perspective on collaboration between humans and Ailorans. Rian took a deep breath. He had prepared his thoughts but reminded himself that honesty would guide him better than memorized words. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, he began. I am a visitor here, but I have already learned that humans have something valuable to offer. We are honest in ways that may seem simple, but honesty has power. It allows connection, trust, and understanding. It can guide actions and influence energy in ways that are unexpected, even to your advanced society. He paused and scanned the room, noticing the subtle shifts in glow patterns. Mira's presence beside him was steady and supportive. When we worked together to stabilize the northern sector, it was not just technology that mattered. It was trust, clarity, and directness. My words were honest, and the Ailorans responded not only with actions but with energy. This is something humans can contribute to collaboration. We communicate with sincerity and courage. The council was silent for a moment, observing him carefully. Then Mira spoke, her voice calm but warm. Ryan's honesty is a gift. It influenced the energy patterns during the stabilization. His words aligned with our systems and helped guide them. This is something we have never experienced before from another species. One of the council members, an elder named Leora, spoke next. Her glow pulsed softly. It is remarkable that a human could influence our energy in such a way. What you describe goes beyond technical skill. It is a quality of being, Rian nodded. I understand now that humans are admired not just for knowledge or technology, but for traits that are sometimes overlooked. Honesty, courage, and openness. These traits have value even in a society as advanced as yours, the council murmured among themselves, and the glows shifted with interest and respect. Ryan realized then that his words were having an effect. The Ailorans were not merely listening, they were feeling the impact of sincerity through the energy patterns in the room. After the meeting, Mira guided him to a quieter section of the city. You did well, she said. The council respects honesty, but they have rarely seen it expressed so clearly. Your words did more than explain, they influenced understanding. Ryan smiled, relieved. I am glad it was received well. I worried about missteps, Mira shook her head. Fear of missteps is natural, but the council appreciates courage and honesty. That is why your presence is significant. Humans have potential we are only beginning to understand. Later that day, they returned to the lab to review the data from the stabilization. Ryan studied the energy flows, noting how his instructions and interactions had influenced both the machines and the Ailoran engineers. The patterns were intricate, shifting in response to honesty, confidence, and cooperation. Mira watched him closely. You see, Rian, what you think of as simple human qualities are powerful here. They affect not just relationships, but systems. Your clarity influenced the stabilization and inspired confidence in the engineers. That is extraordinary. Rian leaned back, reflecting on her words. I never imagined that speaking honestly could have such an effect. On Earth, honesty is important, but it rarely changes systems in this way. Mira's glow pulsed with amusement and pride. That is why humans are fascinating. Your traits may seem ordinary, but they are remarkable to us. In fact, they may shape the future of collaboration between our species. As evening approached, Mira suggested they take a walk through the city. The floating streets shimmered with streams of energy, and the buildings radiated soft lights. Ailoran children played nearby, their glows bright with curiosity and joy. Do you see? Mira said. How your presence has influenced not only the council but the city itself. Even small actions ripple through the energy patterns. Your honesty, courage, and directness have a visible effect. Ryan looked around, noticing subtle shifts in the glow of passers-by. It is incredible. I feel like I am seeing the invisible impact of human traits for the first time. Mira nodded. And this is only the beginning. Imagine what can be accomplished if humans and Ailorans work together openly and sincerely. Our societies may achieve things neither of us could alone. They continued walking until they reached a terrace overlooking the floating towers. The sky was a deep blue, dotted with faint stars, and the city's energy streams glowed softly below. You have done more than help stabilize a platform, Mira said quietly. You have shown that humans bring something unique, the power of honesty, clarity, and trust. These are traits that can inspire, guide, and even heal. Ryan felt a deep sense of pride tempered with humility. I never thought ordinary traits like honesty could be so powerful. Mira smiled, her glow softening. What humans consider ordinary is extraordinary here. It is a gift to your species and to ours. You have the potential to shape understanding and cooperation in ways we have never experienced. That night, Ryan reflected on the day's events. He had begun to see the broader implications of his presence on Aelora. His honesty and straightforwardness had influenced the council, guided energy patterns, and inspired confidence in the engineers. Humans had traits that were simple yet potent, qualities that could change the way the Aelorans worked, thought, and interacted. As he prepared for sleep, Ryan realized that this journey was about more than studying alien technology. It was about demonstrating the value of human traits in a society that was advanced but unfamiliar. His honesty, courage, and willingness to act openly were not only appreciated, they were transforming the way Aelorans saw humans. The floating city glowed under the night sky, streams of energy flowing steadily through the towers. Ryan felt a connection to this place that went beyond curiosity or duty. He understood that humans had a role to play here, a role defined not by technology alone, but by qualities that resonated deeply in this alien world. Mira's words echoed in his mind. The power of honesty, clarity, and trust. These are traits that can inspire, guide, and even heal. Ryan smiled and made a silent promise to himself. He would continue to act honestly, speak clearly, and approach every challenge with courage. If such traits could influence a floating city and inspire an entire society, he wanted to see how far they could go. And as the night deepened, the streams of energy pulsed gently through the city, reflecting the potential of a human who had spoken honestly and acted courageously, forging a path for cooperation, trust, and understanding between two very different species. The next morning, Ryan awoke with a sense of purpose. Today was not just another day in the floating city of Aelora. It was the day he would take part in a council ceremony to honor the successful stabilization of the northern sector and to discuss the future of human-Aeloran collaboration. As he made his way through the streets, he noticed subtle changes since the last few days. The citizens of Aelora moved with a new confidence, their glows brighter and more harmonious. The energy streams of the city pulsed steadily, as if the city itself had acknowledged the influence of humans. Ryan felt both humbled and inspired. Mira met him at the entrance to the council hall. Her glow was soft silver with streaks of gold, reflecting calm pride. "Good morning, Ryan," she said. "Are you ready for the council today?" Ryan nodded. "I think so. I want to do my best, but I'm still nervous." Mira smiled. "Remember, honesty and clarity are your strengths. Speak from your heart, and the council will understand." Inside the council chamber, Ryan saw the gathering of Aeloran leaders. Their glows shifted with curiosity, admiration, and anticipation. Luvan greeted him warmly. "Ryan, your presence here is a reminder that humans bring qualities we have only begun to appreciate. Today we wish to hear from you and to recognize your contributions." Ryan took a deep breath and stepped forward. "Thank you," he began. "I am honored to be here. I came to Aelora to learn and to share knowledge, but I have discovered something more important. Humans have traits that may seem simple, but they are powerful. Honesty, clarity, and trust are qualities that guide understanding and inspire confidence. These traits influenced the stabilization of the northern sector and brought all of us together in a way technology alone could not." He paused, looking around the room. The council members' glows pulsed with attention, and he felt the energy of the chamber respond to his words. Mira stood beside him, her glow reflecting quiet support. When humans speak honestly without fear or hesitation, it has a tangible effect, Ryan continued. It encourages collaboration, strengthens confidence, and even influences the energy systems around us. Yesterday, today, and during the stabilization, I saw firsthand how honesty can shape outcomes and create harmony. Leora, the elder council member, spoke next. Her glow shifted to bright gold. "Ryan, your words are as impactful as your actions. You have reminded us that qualities we consider ordinary in humans are extraordinary in effect. Your honesty has influenced our energy, guided our actions, and inspired confidence. This is a lesson we will not forget." Ryan felt a swell of pride and humility. "Thank you, council members. It is my hope that this is only the beginning. Humans and Aelorans can learn from one another, combining knowledge, skill, and honesty to achieve results neither could accomplish alone." The room remained silent for a moment, the glow pattern shifting in thoughtful contemplation. Then Mira stepped forward. "Ryan has shown us the value of human qualities. His clarity, Courage and honesty have made an impact far greater than technology alone. He has shown that cooperation built on trust and sincerity is stronger than any machine or system. The council members nodded in agreement, their glows reflecting calm appreciation and respect. Ryan realized then that he had not only helped stabilize a city sector, but had also demonstrated the value of humans as a species. His honesty, which he had always considered ordinary, had earned recognition and admiration. After the ceremony, Mira led Ryan to a quiet terrace overlooking the floating towers. The city below shimmered with energy, streams of light flowing steadily between the platforms. "You have done more than stabilize a platform, Ryan," she said softly. "You have opened a new path for collaboration. Humans bring something unique, something we must value and understand." Ryan nodded, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. "I never imagined that honesty could have such influence. I only wanted to speak truthfully and do my part, but it seems that being human has value in ways I never realized." Mira's glow shifted to soft silver with streaks of gold, showing warmth and pride. "Yes, Ryan. Your traits are not just personal qualities, they are bridges. They connect species, inspire trust, and guide cooperation. That is extraordinary." Over the next few days, Ryan worked closely with Mira and the council on various projects. Together, they explored new ways to integrate human logic with Aloran energy systems. Ryan found that even simple suggestions could lead to significant improvements when combined with honesty and clarity. His presence encouraged others to communicate openly, and the energy patterns in the city reflected a newfound harmony. During one experiment, Ryan suggested a minor adjustment to the energy conduits connecting two platforms. Mira followed his instructions carefully, and the result was immediate. The conduit stabilized, the towers swayed gently, and the glowing patterns of the city pulsed in perfect rhythm. Leuven observed the result with admiration.
"Ryan, your understanding of structures and your clarity in communication have had a profound impact."
"You have taught us that human traits can influence systems in ways we never expected." Ryan smiled. "I am glad I could help. I am learning as much from Aloran energy systems as they are learning from human perspectives." Mira watched him closely. "And that is the essence of collaboration. When we combine our strengths, your honesty, clarity, and courage with our knowledge of energy, we can achieve results neither species could alone." As evening approached, the city glowed under the deep blue sky, streams of energy connecting the towers like veins of light. Ryan and Mira walked along a terrace, observing the harmony of the city. Citizens moved with purpose, their glows calm and balanced, reflecting the trust and cooperation that now defined the floating platforms. "You have changed more than a city sector, Ryan," Mira said. "You have changed the way Ailorans see humans. Your honesty and courage have inspired a new way of thinking. We now understand that humans bring qualities that are essential to true collaboration." Ryan felt a sense of accomplishment, unlike anything he had experienced. "I never imagined being honest could have such an impact. I thought it was simply a human trait, something ordinary. But here it is extraordinary," Mira smiled. "That is the essence of HFY. Humanity, forged in you. Your qualities, your character, your honesty and courage shine even in alien worlds. You are proof that humans have strengths that matter, not just in survival or skill, but in connection and influence." Ryan looked out at the glowing city, feeling a quiet thrill. He understood that humans were capable of more than they often realized. Their honesty, clarity, and courage could inspire trust, influence systems, and create harmony where none existed before. In the days that followed, Ryan's work became a model for collaboration between humans and Ailorans. Other scientists began to observe and adopt his approach, blending human directness with Aloran energy expertise. The floating city became a living example of cooperation, guided not just by technology but by qualities humans often took for granted. One evening, as the city shimmered under the stars, Mira approached Ryan with a gentle smile. "You have done more than anyone could have expected, Ryan. You came as a visitor and now you are a part of this society. Your honesty and courage have made a lasting impression. This is the beginning of a new era." Ryan felt a deep sense of gratitude. "Thank you, Mira. I could not have done it alone. Your guidance and the trust of the Ailorans made this possible." Mira's glow pulsed warmly. "It is not just guidance, it is recognition of what humans bring. Your presence has shown us that honesty, courage, and clarity are not just human qualities. but gifts that can shape entire societies. Rian smiled, understanding that this journey had changed him as much as it had changed Alora. He had come seeking knowledge and understanding, but he had discovered something far greater. Humans had unique traits that could inspire, guide and connect even the most advanced civilizations. As he stood on the terrace, looking out at the floating city under the night sky, Ryan felt a quiet confidence. He was a human, with qualities that mattered deeply in this new world. His honesty had saved a city, inspired cooperation, and earned the respect of an alien society. And in that moment, he realized that being human was not just about survival or skill. It was about the courage to speak truth, the clarity to act wisely, and the honesty to connect with others. These were the traits that could shape worlds, forge alliances, and leave a lasting impact. Rian looked at Mira, whose glow reflected pride and warmth. "We have done something remarkable together," he said. "Yes," Mira replied. "And this is only the beginning. Humans and Ailorans working together honestly and openly can achieve extraordinary things. You have proven that today." The city of Ailora glowed beneath the stars, streams of energy connecting the floating towers in perfect harmony. And in every pulse of light, Ryan felt the proof of a simple but powerful truth. Humans, through honesty, courage, and clarity, could leave a mark on even the most advanced civilizations. He smiled quietly to himself, knowing that this was only the start of a long journey. The future was bright, and humanity's light had found a place among the stars.